Good evening, friends. Welcome, Vinodji.
Very, very good evening.
And we are here in Ambika Farms, Nagpur,
Yes,
with this brand new episode of Through Literary Lens.
yes, friends. And we are going to discuss a
Yeah,
very important novel by Milan Kundera.
you know Milan Kundera. We have already discussed one of his great novels, The Unbearable Lightness of Being.
Basically, he is a Czech writer who is settled in France,
France.
and nowadays he also writes in French language.
Yeah, and this is his first French work, which we are going to discuss today, and that is titled Slowness.
Yes, it was published in 1995.
Name itself, friends, the name itself should surprise you in this age of everything fast food and whatnot.
Yes, we are living in the age of jet. Everything is so fast. Communication, transportation, speed of work. We try to make life fast with the help of artificial intelligence, robotics, and so on and so forth.
But friends, we should remember that life cannot and should not be lived at the speed of light.
One of the important sentences that really made me think that I came across in this novel is speed is forgetting.
Yeah, and slowness is memory.
Yes.
The thing which you want to forget quickly, you tend to speed it up.
Yes. And we have speeded the life up. That means we want to forget everything about life.
I don't know what are we running away from, what are we trying to forget? Perhaps the primal anxieties and the anxieties of the modern life, I don't know.
Perhaps we are trying to run away from our unconscious. Perhaps we are trying to run away from our inner life. Perhaps we are trying to run away from the suffering and the sorrows that have been a part of human life for all these ages.
But we are rushing, and this rush and this rashness, both these things actually make the life more difficult, more intolerable, less enjoyable.
In fact, this speed robs us of our delight, our happiness, our contentment, and that is precisely the central idea of this novel. One of the critics has rightly said
Yeah.
that this novel is meditation on the effects of modernity on individuals' perception about life and world.
Yes, and in the beginning itself, in the beginning scene perhaps, Kundera makes it very clear when he is traveling to spend a night in a chateau with his wife. While going, the cars are honking incessantly, and his wife says, "Why don't I mean? They have the back driver. He has his friend sitting beside him. Why doesn't she lay a hand upon him and they talk with each other instead of honking at us?"
Rajesh, this is a very
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
situation, right?
Yeah.
Many a time we see the people, waiting for the signal to turn green, or sometimes they are caught in the traffic jam and they simply get annoyed and irritated in spite of
Yeah.
enjoying these movements that they get, because now they are not able to navigate further in the traffic. So this
And
is the thing.
This
This is the thing.
speed. He says it's an imposed speed. Even the speed of the motor vehicle we are traveling in. This is not our intrinsic speed. It is imposed on us, and so in a way it is unnatural.
Coming back to the novel,
Yeah.
basically novel, we expect that there has to be a narrative, there has to be a story, but we are simply disappointed because there is not single interesting, effective narrative in the novel. In fact,
Yeah.
Kundera is talking about about three couples.
Three couples of different times. One is very, 2 centuries back. The same chateau where he is going now with his wife. The same chateau was visited by Chevrolet, and the owner, Madame Dati, had called him to spend a night with her in order to, evade her lover being discovered by her husband. So he was taking the
Yes.
place of her lover, right?
So
Yeah.
those were the times
Yeah.
when the technology was not there.
Not there.
When this Sikh Hari, as Betu our Lord has
Yeah,
said,
Sikh
in his
Hari and
Parapon.
divided aims.
So these kind of things were not there. People, did everything slowly. The pace of the life was so slow. So the Chevrolet and Madame Dati, the
Datis.
way they came
spend the
together.
night and make love. And before making love, the language, the conversation itself, that set up the background, that set up the prelude rather
Right.
for the love
And
making.
step
Right?
by step, they proceed in this romantic relationship. Although that was only for a single night.
Yeah, maybe a one night stand we call it nowadays, right?
Right. And then this slowness of their relationship is well contrasted with the modern people, and especially the way they rush in and out of the relationships.
Like Vincent, one of the persons, he comes in the present times along with the author. He comes to the chateau and finds a girl in the bar, Julie, and they get friendly and make love, and Julie then runs away to a room where he cannot even find her in the same night, during the course of the same night, and they make the love on the side of the swimming pool in a hurried manner.
Exactly, and perhaps Kundera is pointing out that friendships or the love relationships, they require a lot of time. They require slowness. So that slowly you try to discover each other. You try to discover the various dimensions of the relationship, and of course, the relationship is peculiarly related to the time and space,
Yeah.
and that can be discovered. That can be understood only when you go slowly. And if you simply rush through the relationship, simply you may not be in a position to appreciate the subtle connections with the nature, with the space, with the time, with the art, and with the thoughts of the persons involved. So all this beauty that should characterize human relationship is simply lost
Totally
when we try
lost.
to rush through everything.
And when you contrast both these couple, one is Madame Dati and the Chevalier, and here is Julie and Vincent. Here, the fast-paced love without proper acquaintance, without proper friendship or relationship, that even doesn't remain physical also. Because, Vinodji,
Yes.
when we hear in Madame Dati's case and the old couple's case, they make love 2 or 3 times during the whole night. Where here, he even does not have the proper erection,
Yes.
isn't it?
So this again brings us to the modern psychological problem, right? Being psychologists, both
Yeah.
of us, right? We know that the many people report that they find it very difficult to have, properly arousals,
Yeah.
right? So that is not because the importance is becoming order of the day, but people are so exhausted, especially emotionally and mentally. They are so exhausted that they are not able to feel that impulse of passion within them.
And they don't have the connect even.
Yeah,
They don't have the connect.
because the psychologists have pointed out that the human sex lies between between the two ears.
Ears, yeah.
Right. So this is a very important issue that Kundera is trying to hint at.
And then even the prelude, the kind of prelude which is made in the case of the Chevalier and Madame Dati, the language, the way they speak to each other. If they can't speak with each other, they can't progress there. But here, it's just a casual talk. He's obsessed by her particular body part. He wishes to say it aloud, but he can't. And all the night in the moonlit garden is just spent like that.
And then there is a third couple, right?
Yeah.
There's Mr. Burke, who owns television house.
Yeah.
And then there is another girl.
Immaculata.
Yeah. When he was at school, right? He loved this girl.
Yeah.
In fact, had a written long love letter as well.
Now
But
she also assumes now that now also he loves her. Then she had not reciprocated, but now she tries to.
but she's not able to connect with him because
Connect with
now
him.
he's no longer interested in her.
Yeah.
So that shows that how the relationships fall apart. Once upon a time they
Yeah.
loved each other perhaps, but now it is not now.
Now in Immaculata's life also, cameraman is there, and their relationship is stormy, up and down. I think Kundera brings in this couple by way of middle path. We are condemned to such relationships, going haywire, again becoming proper, and just like that it will continue like that, he says.
I think we must put
Yeah.
the strings of our conversation together so
Yeah.
that it becomes intelligible
Yeah.
to our listeners what exactly Kundera is trying to say. He is simply trying to say that the modernity, technology, and speed, they have adverse impact, especially on human relationships.
Human relationships, yes.
That is the central idea that he wants to highlight. in this novel, especially the relation. When he talks of the relationship, he's talking of the personal relationship, especially
Yes.
man-woman relationship, love relationship, or friendship at the most, right? That these type of relationships or these type of emotions, they require a certain length of time to mature, right? To ripen.
Yeah.
Until and unless fruit is not ripened, you will not taste it sweet. Simply, until and unless the relationship is not ripened, you cannot taste it sweet.
Yes, and memory is of pivotal importance here. As we said, slowness equals memory, speed equals forgetfulness. So when you are so light, we remember the unbearable lightness of the being,
Yes.
Vinodji. So when you are so
Light and
light-headed,
so fast.
you don't even remember whom you had sex last night with.
Right,
You know?
and simply you are not in a position to remember tender and the softer moments that you have spent with the person, because it takes some time for a moment to be registered in your mind. And if you do not allow, if you do not give that time to that moment, simply that moment is spent and simply forgotten, because it is, because human brain is not as quick as computer,
Yeah.
that you experience something and it's automatically recorded. It doesn't happen like this.
And human memory is not that mechanical also. Memory involves construction also. It's not just
And again,
reproduction.
memory is associative,
Yeah.
memory is nostalgic,
Yeah.
and memory is emotional, memory is cognitive. So all these aspects are there. So
And if
memory
you lose
is a
memory,
complex.
if you don't have the proper memory, you are not connected. You are not rooted. You lose the basis of your relationships.
It's a quarter of century has passed since this novel was written.
Yeah.
So we are much more in the company of modern gadgets, where the
Yeah.
life has become rather faster than it was at the time of writing of
And
this
now
novel.
we remember even the birthdays of our near and dear ones through Facebook only. We
And not
don't
only
remember
that,
them
but the
at all.
people wish each
Yeah.
other, even their own family members on social media. So this is really the irony. This is really something that beyond the comprehension of the sensitive people like artists and poets like
Yeah.
us, right? Because there are certain things they require personal space, and unfortunately, the social media, the technology has robbed modern human beings of their personal space.
The last scenes of the novel are also very telling, Vinodji. When he goes away from the chateau, this Vincent on the motorbike, on his two-wheeler, he is so fast impelled by the mechanical vehicular speed that he doesn't even reflect back upon the last night. Whereas when the Chevrolet leaves in a coach gradually, he has all the time and energy to contemplate the pleasurable night spent. So this, and he brings Vincent and Chevrolet together also in an imaginary scene where this Vincent is insistent upon telling the Chevrolet that his experience or whatever he wants to tell, so insistent that Chevrolet vanishes from the scene. He says, no, this is too much, I mean, this insistence. And we should not forget the apt description of Madame Dati. She is the protector of love, protector of happiness. Exact words I can't really recall, but we would do well to read it from the novel. Three epithets are used for her: gentle, protector of love, and happiness, something like that.
Yes, so we strongly recommend this novel to our readers, right, to our listeners, that they should go through this novel and try to understand that being slow is a key to happiness. Being slow is a key to and
Connect,
connect to an
to
effective
remember.
relationship as well. And therefore, we have lot many machines and gadgets are at our disposal. So we should not try to run. We should not try to
At
be
least we should
hurry.
not outsource our emotions to those machines.
Exactly, because this danger looms large on the horizons when the progress is being registered in the field of artificial intelligence, that everything will be taken away from human beings. Even so-called algorithms, they
Yeah.
would be taking decisions on behalf of human beings, what we like, what we do not like, whom we want to marry, whom we do not want to marry, which job we should go for and which job we should not go for. All these important decisions are to be taken by the so-called algorithms of the artificial intelligence. So this is a real threat that the human element would disappear from human life. And Kundera has pointed out to this danger well in 1995. I think the credit must go to this
Yes,
novelist
definitely.
to have this kind of prophetic vision in this novel.
Definitely. So We would do well to read this novel also slowly. It's a very small novel,
Yes.
so one should really enjoy it. And but one more, just before leaving the subject, it would have been very good if Kundera had really slightly developed his character some more. We feel wanting something that they are not really so much developed.
What I want to say,
Yeah,
that he has a clear idea
yeah,
that the slowness plays a very important role in relationship. But unfortunately, when we look at the artistic dimension of this
yes,
novel, he has not been able to express it effectively, right? He has not been
correct.
able to conceptualize and express it properly artistically in this novel.
And
And
moreover,
therefore,
a novel of such dimensions should have had this psychological depth,
yes,
which is slightly lacking here.
we do not get peep into the
Yeah,
inner working of the characters. That is precisely missing.
yes,
The majority of the descriptions that we come across,
yeah,
they describe their external world, or to on the margins they touch their emotional life.
yeah,
But he should have gone deeper into it. That would have given altogether different paradigm to the novel itself.
yeah. So this is what I mean. So it leaves somewhat wanting in these
And perhaps,
aspects.
Rajesh,
And
it was his first work that he was writing in French
French,
language,
yeah.
and perhaps he must have come across some challenges.
Oh yes, he has also
to
said that French people don't like heavy thing. Yeah, they like the things of ideas.
ideas and
They are
heavy
the people
things.
liking ideas and heavy things, and they may not appreciate. And the polyvalence. Yeah, I was just touching upon it in all his novels, Vinodji.
Yeah.
This very number one, his style of writing is very good. I appreciate it because he says it in very few words, and even though he alludes to very great philosophical doctrines and all, but he does not puzzle the readers. He simply casually explains them. So it is very to his very credit. And the way he writes all the aspects, it does not result into a cacophony. Rather, it results into a polyphony. And the novel does not take a stand, but keeps all the ideas in a polyvalent way. What he calls polyvalence.
Yes.
Whatever things are to be valued, they are not monistic, but rather they are pluralistic, and all the perspectives are put before us for us to judge and see and observe, and whatever we want to take it from it.
Of course, one more thing that has just
Yeah,
crept up in my
yeah,
mind
yeah.
is the one couple belongs to 18th century,
18th century,
and
yeah.
another couple the
20th.
20th century. But one thing is there.
Yeah,
If you look at all the three couples,
yeah,
you know, there is a touch of non-seriousness, because Cheverly and Madame DT,
yeah,
they were not true lovers,
yeah.
because Cheverly was there just for a single
Lovers
night,
disguise. Yeah,
lover disguise, right? So it was non-serious,
yeah.
but still it was taken with all the seriousness.
Yes.
And today the relationship, which should have been serious, they are taken non-seriously.
Non-seriously.
So the element of non-seriousness or casual, right? Something is casual, right? So that runs through all the three relationships, and this makes us realize that life is too serious to be taken seriously.
Yes, it's too important to be taken
Seriously.
seriously.
So on this note,
But at the same time,
yes,
the lightness should not be unbearable.
yeah. So on this note, we leave this discussion open-ended for our readers.
Yes.
So you think over this, read this novel, listen to this discussion, and come up with your comments in the chat box. We will highly appreciate your opinion. So Rajaji,
Ji.
we'll take leave of our listeners,
Yeah.
with a promise that we'll be back soon
Definitely.
with
Definitely.
some other interesting discussion.
Good
Take care.
night.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.